Logical reasoning is like solving a puzzle. It's the art of connecting pieces of evidence and ideas to form clear, reliable conclusions. By following the rules of logic, it helps us make sense of the world, solve problems, and make smarter decisions. Think of it as your brain's detective tool, cutting through confusion and guiding you to the truth step by step.
With logics, it's helped to identify logical fallacies and manipulative agreements, helps make more informed and rational decisions, and improve problem-solving skill. There are 4 logical reasoning methods.
Let's talk about deductive reasoning. It's all about using general statements to reach specific conclusion. But did you know deductive reasoning also involves using logical validity and soundness? Let's explore that even more. Let's start with our first example. First, all humans are mortal. Ali is a human. Therefore, Ali is mortal. Is the logical structure correct? Yes. Is it true? Yes. So this one is valid and sound. Let's go to the next example. So, all cats can fly. Kitty is a cat. Therefore, Kitty can fly. But the structure is fine, so it's valid. But the logic doesn't add up, so it's not sound. For our last example is, all fish can fly. Goldfish is a fish. Therefore, goldfish can sing. This one's a mess. The logic doesn't add up and the premise is false. Therefore, it's not valid and it's not sound. So remember, validity means the reasoning follows logically and soundness means the facts are actually true. So that's how deductive reasoning works.
Have you ever noticed how detectives solve mysteries? They start with clues like footprints or strange notes, and then they work towards a big conclusions. That's what we call as inductive reasoning. Inductive reasoning moves from specific observations to general conclusions. For example, I've seen 5 white swans yesterday, 10 white swans today, so all swans might be white. But here's the catch, it's not always 100% true. Induction gives us probabilities, not guarantees. That's why it can be true or false. There are 2 types of induction reasoning, which are complete and incomplete inductions. Complete induction is when you examine all the evidence. This leads to a solid conclusion, but it's rare in your life. Incomplete inductions, on the other hand, means you've only looked at part of the evidence, not the overall of evidence. So, whether it's complete or incomplete, inductive reasoning helps us spot patterns and draw conclusions. Remember, one step at a time.
Now, I'll be talking about a fascinating and practical form of reasoning, which is abductive reasoning. We use this method every single day without even realizing it. This form of logical inference is very crucial when we face an incomplete evidence or information and we need to form a conclusion. So, what is abductive reasoning? Abductive reasoning is a form or a method of reasoning that involves forming the best possible explanations for a set of observations or facts. It's like playing detective, right? We need to gather clues and hypothesizing the most likely explanation even if it's not certain. It's not about having everything figured out, rather it's about piecing together what you know to form a hypothesis. Okay, for example, let's imagine 2 friends, Ali and Ahmad, who have lunch together. Later that day, they suffer from a bad diarrhea. So, based on our limited information, we might deduce that the food that they ate was likely contaminated and caused their illness. So this is abductive reasoning. But while abductive reasoning is useful, it does have its limitations. The conclusions made from it are often tentative and subject to revision as new evidence is being discovered. So in our example, perhaps the drinks that they drank might be the real cause and not the food. To wrap up, abductive reasoning is an essential tool when we need to make sense of incomplete or uncertain information. By offering the most likely explanation based on the facts available, it helps us form hypotheses and make informed decisions in the absence of uncertainty. However, remember, we must stay open to new evidence that may alter our initial hypothesis.
The next topic is heuristic. So, what are heuristic techniques? Heuristics are mental strategies or rules of thumb that simplify complex problems. They don't guarantee the perfect solution but often provide a good enough answer in a short time. Used in various fields like psychology and everyday decision making. These are why the reason heuristic techniques are useful. First, quick decision making, ideal for time-constrained situations. Second, resource efficient, save mental and physical resources. Third, adaptability, can be applied to a wide range of problems. A simple example for a heuristic technique is choosing a restaurant to eat dinner. For example, instead of reading all the reviews, you pick the one with the highest rating near you, and the heuristic used is choose the highest rated option available. There are also some limitations for heuristic which can lead to biases and errors, may oversimplify complex situations, and not always suitable for high-stakes decisions. So in conclusion, heuristic techniques are valuable tools for simplifying problem solving. While they are not perfect, they are practical and often effective in everyday scenarios. Understanding when and how to use them can enhance both personal and professional decision making.
So Jia, let's sum up what we have learned today. How would you explain the connection between logic and philosophy?
Well, logic is the branch of philosophy. Philosophy asks the big questions, and logic is the tool to analyze and answer them clearly and systematically. And Ina, what do you think about the two main approaches in logic?
The first one is deductive reasoning, starts with general principles to reach specific conclusions. It's all about certainty. For inductive reasoning, on the other hand, looks at specific examples to form broader generalization, so it's more about probability. Also, Jia, why is it important to understand fallacies?
To avoid flawed reasoning and make the better arguments, recognizing fallacies help us to think more clearly and avoid being misled.
Perfectly said, Jia. Understanding logic sharpens our mind and help us navigate complex ideas.
Definitely. Alright, thank you everyone for your attentive listening. Till next time. Bye.